Good morning, beloveds. So the storms came through last night, and the temperature dropped to about 10 degrees, or maybe a little bit more. I think we heard the weather, like as I was getting ready to go to bed. Tom was changing my Band-Aids, and the power kept flickering. We were like, it was really windy, and we were just on the edge of the storm. Now I slept through it. But the cooler weather is nice. It was nice to put a jacket on and go for a walk today. So fall is here. I had hoped we wouldn't see 80 again. But there's a couple of days where it might hit 80, but hopefully it won't get any warmer than that because, we're ready for fall, right? We're ready for the cooler temperatures. What are you doing? All right, so it is October 25th, and our title is The Law of Correspondence, and with a title like that, it's an Ernest Holmes writing. So the quote is, "For the invisible things of them from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that were made, even its eternal power and Godhead." Romans 1:20. There is a spiritual body which cannot deteriorate. The spiritual body is already within you. As much of it appears as is recognized. Spiritual perfection always responds to people's consciousness, but it can respond only in such a degree as they become aware. It is because this inward perfection is so insistent that you maintain a physical body. But because you are an individual with volition, you can, as it were, hang a curtain between your physical life and its spiritual cause. The spiritual realization helps to withdraw this curtain. Every statement you make about your body, or the belief you hold about it with the deep feeling that it is centered in God's life, tends to heal it. I realize that there is a divine presence at the center of my being. I let this recognition flow through my entire consciousness. I let it reach down into the very depths of my being. I rejoice in this realization. I am now made vigorous and whole. I possess the vitality of the infinite. I am strong and well. Every breath I draw is a breath of perfection, revitalizing, upbuilding, and renewing every cell of my body. I am born of the Spirit. I am in the Spirit. I am the Spirit made manifest. And as I said, it's Ernest Holmes. Okay, and so what I would say is that this reading should rock you back on your heels about the way you talk about your body. Okay, the way you talk about your body and the way you talk to your body. Now, if you are a man, this is probably a different conversation. As a woman, we have conversations with our bodies and to our bodies, about our bodies, that are not often complimentary. And that is what Ernest Holmes is talking about. Ernest Holmes is talking about the conversations that we have with our body and about our body with feeling. And how many times have I looked in that mirror and I have looked at myself and I have called myself a fat cow? Honest talk right here. Okay. I am not small. I have never been small. I am relatively healthy. I am, well shaped and well muscled. I am bigger than every metric it says I should be. Okay. And when I say metric, I'm talking society, I'm talking culture, I'm talking religion, I'm talking gender normatives, I am talking even medical. They all look at me and they say I am too big. Okay. And there are a bunch of things that come with having a bigger body that I would say are race consciousness. Because there are people walking around in bigger bodies who do not have a lot of health problems, but society and culture and religion and gender normatives and race consciousness all say, well, if you are more than this, then you are unhealthy, and these are all of the problems that you have. Okay, and a lot of us buy into that. And then there are people, because I saw this fantastic woman who, wearing a body that looks a lot like mine, doing amazing ballet. Okay, so that's what Ernest is talking about. Ernest is talking about the way we talk to ourselves, the way we talk about ourselves, what we buy into. We are spiritually perfect. We are spiritually whole. We are spiritually complete. We are spiritually wonderful. And then we because I've talked recently about the spiritual lens versus the material lens. And when we look through the spiritual lens, we're perfect. We're whole. We're complete. We're healthy. We're wonderful. And when we look through the material lens, we buy into a lot of bull. And I'm going to stop there because I'm trying to be a good girl. And when we talk to ourselves in ways that are full of emotion and not complimentary, then we're drawing that curtain that he's talking about between our physical self and our spiritual self. We're buying in, and we're buying into the bull. And what we want to do is catch ourselves and not beat ourselves up when we do it. Not beat ourselves up when we do it, but to catch ourselves and then go back and look at ourselves with spiritual lens. Go back and look at ourselves with love. Go back and talk to ourselves with love. And go back and tell all of these others, gender, religion, culture, race consciousness, to take a flying leap. That they don't determine our worth by the way our material body looks. That we determine our worth in our spiritual body. And when we do that, then we can go back and we can be loving and we can be kind with our material body, and healing happens. Healing happens. Now, healing happens. And sometimes what that looks like is things get better. And sometimes what that looks like is we're okay with the way things are. Sometimes our material body works better. It materially heals and works better than it had been. And sometimes what we do is we get better and we stop looking at the limitations of the material body and we expand into the spiritual body. And you know what I mean. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. But this is not where our value is. Okay? This body is not our value. Our value is the spirit within that body. The spirit that animates that body, the spirit that runs that body. That's where our value is. And as I said earlier, we need to tell all of those normatives, society, religion, culture, to take a flying leap. Because they don't dictate our value. And they don't dictate what we can and can't do. That's between us and God. All right? So, I'm going to encourage you to go back to the treatment that he did down here. You want a mission for today? I realize that there is a divine presence at the center of my being. I let this recognition flow through my entire consciousness. I let it reach down into the very depths of my being. I rejoice in this realization. I am now made vigorous and whole. I possess the vitality of the infinite. I am strong and well. Every breath I draw is a breath of perfection, vitalizing, upbuilding, and renewing every cell of my body. I am born of the Spirit. I am in the Spirit. I am the Spirit made manifest. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to recognize the divine presence at the center of us and allow that recognition to flow through our entire consciousness, which is the point of spiritual practice. Know who you are. You are a beloved child of God. You are a divine spark. And let every cell in your body resonate with that you are a divine spark. Every single cell of your body carries that divine spark. Let it sing out. Let it sing out. All right, so that's the mission today. And then the other thing that I suggest every day, which is the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself. And really, honestly, one of the most loving, kind, and compassionate things you can do is to tell all those normatives to take a flying leap. All right? Be who you are, especially in the face of people telling you who they think you should be. Because who you are is between you and God. And they ain't got to say. Loving, kind, and compassionate with yourself. Practice on yourself because you are the best subject. Practice makes permanent. And then, no matter what happens, especially when you're bumping up against the normatives everywhere you turn, as a woman I speak, then you recognize who you are and you respond to yourself lovingly, kindly, compassionately. When you speak to yourself, you speak to yourself. When you speak of yourself, you speak of yourself lovingly, kindly, compassionately. All right? It is a practice that I encourage because it is a habit that I want you to get. I want it to be your first response. I want love, kindness, and compassion for yourself and for others to be your default setting. No matter what happens, you can respond lovingly, kindly, and compassionately, especially with yourself. It is about self-care, but it's also about joy. It's also about enjoying life. So remember that. Whatever it is that you choose to do, be it that you choose to go for a walk, be it that you choose to take a nap, be it that you choose to eat an amazing dessert, be it that you choose to cuddle with a fur baby, because that's loving, kind, and compassionate. Foster's been very attentive lately, especially during the wound care portion of my day, which happens twice a day. And so, that's loving, that's kind, that's compassionate on his part. And I enjoy it. See, you can do both. All right. All the usual things. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. Drink plenty of water. I know we're in the cooler weather, but it's still important to hydrate. Very important. Your brain works better that way. Get that early in your day bright light because it will reset your circadian rhythms. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. It's science. You can look it up. And in the words of Ernest Holmes, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven right here, right now. One of the reasons why I glommed onto that and love that so much is because I know here where we live, there's only so many times during the year that we can open the windows and get that fresh breath, that cool breath, that cooling breeze to air out the house. And that experience is something that I love very much. And that's one of the reasons why I use that, because that's what it's like. Sometimes we get so caught up in the material world that we forget that we have this superpower that comes within us for that state of mind that is called heaven. Heaven isn't a place. It's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. And if you have that state of mind, if you have that consciousness, then you create heaven any place you are. We opened the windows today, and got that breeze in for that cooler weather, and it's amazing. And you can always take Emma's advice. Look for the good and praise it. That cool breeze, that's part of it. Okay, I can hear Gabby telling Tom off. He probably got too close to her open window. She's 17. She can do what she likes. So, all right. That's what I know. So here's where I'll do the social media part. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I am the running Rev Ryan. Please check out all of the social medias. I had rainbow pictures on all of the social medias, or all three of the Instagrams that I run. Well, I have one more, but I didn't put it on the cat one. So I do need to put a picture of the cat nurse up on the cat Instagram, but it is what it is, right? Okay. And my Instagram's post to the Facebook page, so you have both options there. And if you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact. The hot links are hot. And there are always book studies going on. There are classes coming up. There's the food market coming up. And the November food market is the really important one because it happens right before Thanksgiving. And we want to make sure people have what they need to make the best Thanksgiving that they can. So, all right. So here's where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, an enchanting day, a magical day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day, an awe-filled day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough, just as you are. As I have said before and will continue to say every day, you are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented. Always. Always, always, always. You are a divine spark. Remember that. And let every single cell in your body resonate with that knowing. Okay. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. We're going to try and go vote tomorrow. So if I'm not on at 9 a.m., it's because I'm standing in line to vote. We're going to try and get there pretty close to open, though. So, I should be on around 9. I'm going to go do my civic duty tomorrow. So I should be on around 9 p.m., 9 a.m. But if I'm not, I'll get it done as soon as I can. There's a board meeting tomorrow, so God knows what that'll happen if I don't get it before. But I will get it done. All right. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.